Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for stopping by to talk a little Stranger Things Season 5. I'm joined by Brandon from I Like Scary. What's up, my dude?
What's up, y'all? What's up, guys? I'm here, man.
Dude,
Here,
it's
bro.
been
I'm
way
excited.
too damn long since you've been on the
Yeah,
page. I'm really, it's an honor to have you back.
appreciate it, bro. I had man, Stranger Things with Jake, bro. This is cool, bro. Yeah, I had to hop on, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I know you're super hyped up about Stranger Things. I've been watching all your crazy updates and all that.
Yeah.
For Volume 1, before we talk about Pick Apart Volume 2, what were your initial thoughts with those first 4 episodes?
Oh man, I loved it. I loved it. My favorite episode obviously was the sorcerer with Will Byers, tapping into Vecna or whatever. But it's just basically them getting their foot, and I like how they threw it straight in with them doing the crawls and everything. So I loved it, man. I love Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's
Yeah.
it's very sick. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's tough to judge it now because we haven't seen the full scope of things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And this
100%.
breaking it up with this release, having like 3 different release dates for the season, it's freaky. It's got me worried. And
Yeah.
I'm so scared to find out who dies because it's gonna be someone where someone's piecing out, someone's croaking, and
Yeah.
I'm terrified. So.
Yeah, I'm scared, man. I'm so scared.
But I'm excited to break it down with you, man. I'm going to say hi to just a few of our members who are hanging out with us. We got Austin Allman, who is first. What's up, Austin? How we doing? Samantha is second. Welcome in. Welcome in. We got Paula hanging out with us. Hi, hi, hello. Erica's here too, and she kind of, I gotta admit, Brandon, I love having you on, but Erica really pushed. She's like, dude, you gotta have Brandon on. He's so
Yeah.
excited for Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
Love Erica, man. She's amazing. Yep.
Oh yeah, she's amazing. We
Yeah.
love Erica around here. We
Yeah.
got King Matthew III saying, "What's up, Jake? How you doing today?" We have seen the new trailer, and we are absolutely going to talk about it. Lots to break down and get into there.
Man. So
we were
much.
we were literally just talking behind the scenes about
Yeah.
about the trailer. We're worried,
It's-
man.
Yeah, I'm scared, bro. I'm nervous.
Oh man. Big group hello to everybody. And also Erica's thrown 2 out there saying, excited for this. Hey Jake, hey B. Yo,
What's
yo,
up,
yo.
Erica?
Erica, we appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for thank you for pushing to make this happen. Love it. I love it. I love it. And also, I have to say, Madison is so worried about Stranger Things season 5. She's even singing the song from season 3. She's just trying to comfort herself, making sure that Steve and Dustin don't die.
Yeah, it's not looking good, man. I'm not going to lie. It's looking like he's going to bite the dust. Because that saying, if you die, I die, that's going back to the earlier seasons. It's almost like they want him to die. Like, because it's going to create that emotional, like, nostalgic. Oh, he always said that, and now it happens. And he's going to sacrifice himself for Dustin, bro.
I think I'm really with you there, man. I've been thinking about all the different character relationships and stuff that was in volume 1, and we're just seeing like this back and forth between them. They're angry at each other for what is kind of like they've had this like wonderful little relationship back and forth. It's almost like brotherly love, and now they're fighting, and it's like, why are they fighting? Is it because one of them's gonna die in the other person's arms?
Yep.
I'm so worried about that.
That I swear, the moment I saw it in Volume 1 when Dustin, he said something like, I'm tired of picking up your or whatever. And I'm like, okay, one of them are going to die. The fact that he's bumping heads with Steve, he's going to realize, man, I shouldn't have been the way I was. And now I lost him. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that absolutely could be the case. That would bum me out, man. I will bring this up though. Something that Madison and I have been going back and forth on is that Robin has a upcoming date at Enzo's, and I don't know if you've heard any theories about that. But people who have dates at Enzo's, that it doesn't usually work out for them.
yeah, they get cooked, man. It's so, what's crazy, Jake? I'm literally scared because I literally don't know who anybody can like go. Literally, like I have feelings about Robin. I have feelings about Nancy. She's just waving around these rifles. I'm like, oh Lord. And then Steve. It's so bad, man.
It's gonna break
bro.
my heart with a lot of these characters. Like I'm really invested in a ton of these people, man.
So I had a question for you, Jake. You can be honest, because I know Madison will tell on you. But have you dropped a tear?
Have I dropped a tear like in season 5 yet? Is that what you mean?
Just in general, the whole journey. Have you dropped tears as
Oh,
a man?
I'll be so real with you, dude. I bawled like a little baby at the end of season 4.
I
Dude,
swear, bro.
I'm not even embarrassed to admit it. I'll be straight up with you, man. Eddie's death, my heart was like stomped into the Duffer Brothers just came into my bedroom that night and they just stomped right into my chest. It was horrible.
Yep. It's bad, man.
Are you gonna be man enough to admit it too? Because we all cried.
Yeah.
Let's just be real here.
I'm going to be honest, bro. I have weird cries, Jake. Like, I have weird cries. Like, okay, when Eddie, died, I boo-hooed. And that whole just scene with Max getting lifted in the air, her arms just, snapping, I was done. But then I get these weird cries where I get the chills, bro. Like, the Kate Bush kicks up. It's like, why am I crying, bro? It's like right here, bro. And Will having powers. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm done for it. I'm crying off this type of shit, bro. I'm done. So yeah.
Are you gonna be upset if Will dies? Because that's been a big question I've had about this season.
I feel like a part of me feels that it's full circle because I always tell people Will is the connection and Eleven's the reason, being that she's the reason the gate opened from the Rainbow Room. So this all is happening because of these two. And with Will still being connected to Vecna, it's almost like he has to go. He has to go, or they have to break that connection because he's a big part of why this is going on, Will Byers. And now he has these other kids. He has Holly Wheeler, and it's getting bad. But I think I don't know, man. He had a hard time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Will had it hard, so him getting took out is dark.
I'm really on the fence about how I'm going to feel about it because I do agree. I think he's a big part of Vecna and has that power in him. He's a part of all of this. So if Vecna goes down, what happens to Will? I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming that something bad is going to happen. Like almost like the same thing that happened to Max, I feel in the last season is going to happen to Will here. That's kind of my thoughts where it's like we still have her, but she's like in this other, she's in Camazotz, whatever the hell that is right now. So
it's crazy because like with Will Byers, if something happens to a Demogorgon, anything that's connected to the Upside Down, it hurts Will. So if something happens to Vecna, imagine what happens to Will if he's still connected. It's like they're one now. So how is, what I'm saying? It's almost like it's inevitable for him not to get took out.
Yeah, I really want. I'm worried that that's going to happen. I will say I think Will is one of those characters where I always felt like he was just like a plot device. He was like the motivation in those first couple of seasons, and now we're finally doing something with him. And I think that's interesting. I'm still like I'll be honest with you. I'm still kind of scratching my head about if he it feels like we did a lot of like legwork to make him the focal point of this series in a lot of ways. I almost felt like Max should have been the character to have the Vecna powers and get back at him after season 4. But maybe that's just me. I want to throw that at you because I feel like I'm the only person feeling that right now.
No, it's crazy because I feel that way also because remember Victor Creel, he was blind, when after the situation with Henry Creel, I'm like, maybe if Max survived it, like Victor Creel, somehow, some way she gets the powers, like somehow, some way she's tapped into Vecna's conscious. So I was kind of right because she's still in his conscious, but I thought she was going to be the one that has like the powers from, projecting from Vecna, not Will. But I guess it's Will.
Listen, the ending of episode 4 was awesome. I will say that, right? It was a ton of fun. But yeah, I guess I wish they had done more with Max as a character. I feel like this is crazy to say because Will has been there since the beginning, but I almost feel like I'm more invested in Max just because I think she's maybe had some more screen time. Will has been either, disappeared off into a different into the Upside Down. And then, he's also kind of just been I feel like we've been doing the same thing with his character. He rubs the back of his neck and some evil is near, right? That's been Will Byers in most of these seasons. But it's cool that we're doing more with him, and I don't want to judge it too much preemptively. The season is not over by any means. Are you seeing the finale in theaters, by the way?
Yeah, bro, that's one in a lifetime, man. I had to, bro. Are you gonna go?
Oh, you're damn right I am.
Bro, Jake, I swear, bro, little quick story, bro. So I'm a Cinemark type of guy, right? And
Okay.
I'm like, okay. I remember Black Phone too. They dropped the tickets like it was at midnight, and I don't know why that kept sticking in my head. I'm like, maybe they'll drop the Stranger Things tickets at midnight, but they were saying the next day at like 11. For some reason, I get on at midnight on Cinemark, and at first it said tickets not on sale. I refresh, no lie. Every time I refreshed, gray. I'm like, please, God, I'm a member. Please, I'm a member, bro. I'm a member, bro. I had to check out, but I got them, bro. I'm a member.
Nice.
Can't do me like that. Yeah, I'm there, bro. I cannot wait.
Well, dude, I heard that it was going to be in theaters, and I went to go buy my tickets, and every theater, just everything sold out. I'm like, no, what?
Yeah.
So Madison, my fiance, has been checking every single. She's even saying, "Tell the story of our tickets." That's so funny. We've been checking every day. We're like, there's got to be some openings. Like, come on, and there finally was like literally 2 days ago. Like I think on Saturday or Friday, one of those days, we checked, and there was randomly like 2 people refunded their tickets, and we picked them up. Like they're on other sides of the theaters. We're gonna like fight to sit together somewhere. We're gonna figure it out. I don't know,
Lord.
but we did it, man.
I am not going to lie, bro. Y'all are literally the luckiest 2 on earth. Like, I hope y'all know that. Like, because people are going, like, they're so upset. People are like, why didn't I know this? Everybody knew, man. Everybody knew the tickets are going on sale.
It's my job to follow these things, and I still fucked up. So, I mean, it happens, man. It's crazy. It happens. So don't feel too bad if you missed out on the theater thing. But like I said, just keep refreshing the page every single day. Someone might refund them, guys. So
keep refreshing the page. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though, man. I never thought I would see Stranger Things. Look, imagine that experience. Because you got to think of it like this, Jake. Everyone that's going to be in that theater has to be a fan.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We're going to see that if a death happens, it's going to be bad. I'm boo-hooing in front of other grown men. I don't care, bro. It is what it is, bro. I don't care.
Madison actually didn't want to go see it in theaters. She was worried that she was going to start crying in public, you know? And I'm like, no, that's the communal experience that I want from this so badly. Yeah. I mean, I think I was literally just telling you before this, like, I watched season 4 and I was like crying alone in my bedroom, like in the middle of the night, binging this. And I'm like, it feels weird being alone right now. Like, actually, it was weird to me to be alone. I was like, I think this would have been better at 7:00 in a theater somewhere. So if the Netflix people are watching this right now, put more things in theaters, please.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Man, I'm just not ready for the needle drops. You know, the Duffers are known for those needle drops, and you know, some impactful scene on screen. I'm just gonna be so done, man.
Have you been vibing with some of the music in season 5 so far?
Yeah, I love the Diana Ross song, the Upside Down. It's so cool, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of good stuff.
I like the Kate Bush more though. I think it stuck more with me, in my opinion.
I'm such a dork. I listened to that entire album recently, like that original album from the 80s. Yeah. Dude, it's all good. I don't know if I don't know if you've listened to it before, but the song's great. You know, the song brought me there, but the rest of it, I mean, it's a no skip album. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I love the Duffers, like the songs choice, when they put the songs with certain scenes and it just matches perfectly. And they do like these epic versions, bro, with the guitar and they pull the strings. I'm like, Lord Jesus, they do it so bad, man.
I'll be honest, a lot of stuff like that, like sometimes remixes of stuff doesn't always do it for me. Sometimes it's a little too dramatic. But the is it the Journey song was it last season? Do you know what I'm talking about? I was like, this is kind of a sick remix, man. I kind of vibe with this. So there's some really cool stuff in there. Erica is also throwing something out there, which I want to. I had to do this because it's too funny. Guys, if we hit our super chat goal tonight, I will jump in front of a bullet for Steve in Stranger Things 5. I will make sure he doesn't sacrifice himself. It'll be me instead. We definitely care more about Steve instead of me. So I will insert myself into the show somehow if we hit the chat goal tonight.
My God. Oh my God, man, this is crazy, bro.
Erica, I really appreciate you a ton. Thank you for throwing that out there. Now, we do have a lot of characters who are missing from this season, if it's because they're dead or just didn't show up, like Argyle. I kind of miss Argyle. ASMR Ty is saying he misses Billy. Is there a character that you wish was in this final season?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I know it's just a cliche thing to say, but Eddie, man.
He's great, man. He's great.
I love Eddie Munson, bro, but I know it's just, he had to go. It created the emotional attachment. But I would have loved to see Eddie, like, in the situations they're in now, like how he will operate with Dustin and everything. But,
Well, I also feel like last season he was on the run the entire time, right? He was just
Yeah.
being like hunted down, town pariah. It would have been nice to see him go through like a different arc. Joseph Quinn is a phenomenal actor. We just saw him in a few things this year. With Fantastic Four being the biggest thing that comes to mind. But I would love to see, 100% would love to see more from just him in Stranger Things. Hopefully he's back. There's still time.
Man, it's bro. The theory, I will say, the theories for Stranger Things get crazy. I done heard so much crazy theories on how they could bring Eddie back, and any just Stranger Things theories in general goes is so deep, bro. Like, yeah, it's wild.
I was gonna. Have you heard the theory about him like being resurrected as like Vecna's right hand man? Do you think there's any weight to that at all?
So I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I have saw someone do a theory about like how the Dungeons and Dragons game Vecna had this right hand man, and I mean Dungeons and Dragons plays a big part of Stranger Things. It's like the heart of the show, low key, but I don't know if it even makes sense to bring Eddie back. Only way I think it can be something is if you know how Max Mayfield and Holly Wheeler are trapped in Henry Creel's memories. So maybe his victims are in his memories, like, somewhere, and we just see a glimpse of Eddie Munson. That's all I need. And it's like, woohoo, we seen him, because do not do the craziness and bring him back and he's like some super villain, or please, God, don't.
You just want the cameo. You want
just
OG
a cameo.
back.
Yeah, just a cameo, man.
I think it might get too convoluted if he comes back. Because like at this point, I think maybe if in the first couple of episodes of season 5 we set something up like that, whatever, maybe. But now it's just like, dude, I don't know. Come on, like we're clearly telling a different story at this point. Flet from Another World has been a member for 2 months. Cheers to 2 months as a member, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Means a ton. And we also have Erica. Throwing $2 out there saying Jake and B like us, so you should like them back. Guys, if you click all the fun little buttons on this stream, it does help quite a bit. Even the dislike button, fun fact. So if you're just like, these guys are a bunch of idiots, hit whatever button you want. Even if it's the dislike button, whatever. It'll break my heart a little bit, but it's okay. The Duffer Brothers are about to stomp it out anyways. So Erica, thank you for the 2.
Man, I'm not going to lie. The trailer that came out today, though, it really shows me the footing for sure. Like, especially, it's just this thing that a lot of people are kind of brushing over with Max and Holly Wheeler. It's so much craziness going on with that. Like, she's literally stuck in Mr. What's-It, Henry Creel 1's memory. So she's basically time traveling. She went back to, like, was it 1962 at a point? And did you peep the flyer with Henry Creel's name on it and everything? This little,
it's like a ton of the people from like I'm trying to remember who else was on there, because there was there a Munson on there? There was another like weird name. And I was like, oh whoa, what?
It was a Munson, it was a Wheeler, it was Joyce, it was Hopper, and I had a crazy theory where, because think about this, bro. I don't know if the adults know that Henry Creel is Vecna. I think they just think he's this monster. I don't think they actually have been told like he's a person. I'm trying to figure that out. I've been trying to figure that out since Volume 1, and it's maybe someone in the chat knows. But if they don't know that Henry Creel's Vecna, I think that once they find out it's Henry Creel, some just crazy backstory might be revealed, because Joyce was in the flashback. And remember, he just slapped Joyce like, get up out of here. Like, he could have took Joyce out, bro. So it seems like it's some history there, man. I don't know, man.
That's a really good point, because that scene in Sorcerer has been something that, like, it's been a point of contention for me, because I'm like, why didn't Vecna kill anybody? Like, he's just kind of, he comes in there, he just kind of slaps everybody around. Even Will, like, it's like, you could have just taken Will out right there. You could just snapped his neck, bam, it's over, whatever. And he doesn't do that. Why? Like, there's something else we don't know about Vecna. I think for sure something else is coming.
It's definitely something, I think, with that, because also on the flyer, the play took place, I think it was called Oklahoma. It took place on November 6th. November 6th is the day Will got took. So it's almost like Vecna's trying to remind Joyce about something, like, yeah, the date. Remember that date, and she lost her son November 6th. And then, like you said, he's not taking no one out. It's like he's just kind of waiting until that moment comes to reveal it so they can feel that hurt. And him taking Holly Wheeler was definitely bait for 11. Like, he didn't care for Holly Wheeler for real. I think he just took her because he knew 11 was going to come to the Upside Down, because Mike Wheeler's her boyfriend to save his little sister. It's all a setup. I think it's all a setup.
It's a big personal thing, is what you think, essentially. I could totally get into that, though. I feel like that could be a big motivator for him, and why he's trying to take all the kids too is another big thing that I'm questioning. I don't know, because like the Will thing makes it feel personal. What's up with all the kids now? What's up with all the kids? And I know it's set up for the sequel series, which like it's got to be, right. But what's it affecting this season right now for him? That's my big question.
So I'm trying to figure that out too. I know that Henry Creel had like a traumatic childhood or whatever, and he obviously for some reason sees himself in Will. But like you said, it's other children he has took. He's took Derek now. He's took basically everybody was going through that cave. They're hung up in like the hive mind or wherever that thing is, the vines, the tube to the mouth. So I don't know what he's doing that for. I'm still confused on that, but it has to be some type of reason or connection with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely wondering where it's going to bounce to next. I'm also like scratching my head a little bit, because this is kind of a callback to one of the less savory elements to Stranger Things. We have 8 back. In the you don't look like you're so happy about that. What's up with 8? Why is she back?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Everybody knows that no one really digs 8. No one really, like see that whole element in season 2, but to be honest, I think the reason she came back obviously is to help 11. I think she's just a body bag, to be honest. Like, they want some type of emotional reaction from us. Like, I think they're going to give her like this hero arc where she sacrifices herself for 11, but also I think the fact that Linda Hamilton's character, Dr. K, they're set up in the Upside Down, bro. So you got to think of it like this. If they are having 8 and they have her hung up or whatever, and she has her ability, she can hide stuff. Like, she can like camouflage like areas, because if you looked in that episode, maybe they needed her for that, where she can hide things, and she was helping Vecna at a point, or using her, or I don't know. It has to be something like that. But I would really hope they didn't just bring her back to fight with 11. That doesn't make sense.
Or to, like you said, like an unnecessary death. Like, are we really going to get a big emotional reaction out of that? I don't know. I just don't think so. I am worried that they're just going to kill off a lot of side characters and not give us a big emotional death, which listen, I will make my complaints about if Steve and Dustin die. I sound like a hard to please fan right now, but listen, I think the other thing on top of that is that if they don't kill a main character, it might just be like what every other season has done, where they've just, built up some sort of big side character, we've fallen in love with them essentially, and then we kill them, and then we get this big emotional moment. But do you think we're just killing side characters? Like, is Delightful Derek going out, or like are we gonna get to see the death of a really big player here?
I'm gonna be honest. I think Steve is gone, but only way I think Steve is not gone is if Nancy gets took out. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It's a love triangle going on between Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy, and in Valiant 1, we literally see them racing up this radio tower for her love or whatever. One of these two have to go. If not these two, Jonathan or Steve, Nancy has to go. And I feel like she's like so like hothead in Valiant 1, where she's just like losing it because of Karen and Ted. And in the new trailer, she's going up against the military, like solo. So I'm like, bro, it's like she's willing to risk it all, man. And remember, Vecna showed her that vision in season 4, where basically everyone died. And remember, Ted Wheeler and Karen Wheeler was in that vision dead. And a lot of more people. So remember, she tells Mike, like, my vision came true. So what are we going to do about it? So I don't know, man. I think 11 could die, though. That's my favorite character, bro. I think I'm going to be honest, I'm going to stop beating around the bush. I think she's going to sacrifice herself for her friends, bro. And you got to think, she's not really a part of the core kids, really, if you think about it, her or Max. So if they're going back to square one, she's not in square one, really.
Well, and I think you got another good point with 11, because she's kind of a big reason why the gates are opening up in the first place, right? So I think, like, kind of going back to what we were talking about with Will, it's like, I think it's almost like Will and 11 kind of need to die for the show to have like a, you know, a definite end. So I'm that's honestly what's been going through my head, because I've been heavily predicting, just based on what we've seen in Volume 5. Like, I could see Robin maybe dying just because of her date at Enzo's. Like, there's been some, you know, stuff from the past that could lead to that, but you know, that's just I'm just basing this off of what the series has done before. Yeah. Realistically, you know, where does this show end? Like, how can it all be over? I think it's like when no more gates to the Upside Down can be opened, and you know, 11 is kind of one of those big proponents. And now we know that, you know, Will is such a big part of the hive mind as well. Could this be a twofer? You know what I mean? Our 2 kids going out. It's like, that could hurt, man. That could really hurt.
I have a theory also where I think Vecna's going to really, like, when he takes out 11, he's going to hurt her bad, being that, first off, she's not finna keep beating Vecna. She beat him in the Rainbow Room. She beat him in the gymnasium with Max. And then she beat him where they was in the red clouds or whatever. And he says, you all lost. She beat him. So I think that he's going to reveal to her that technically you're me. We're the same. You know, like 11, you have powers, I have powers. We come from the same area. You're just as bad as me. You opened the gate. You're the reason I'm here doing this to your friends. And I think that's going to mess 11 up. Like, you know, you're the reason for this. You're technically a monster also. And I think it's going to hurt her, knowing that they're family technically, because 8 is her sister through the numbers on the wrist. So guess what? Vecna's technically your brother.
Right. And you got to wonder, you know, there's this big thing in the new trailer that kind of build off of that a little bit. Mm-hmm. What is that big, like, revolving, spinning ball of fire? Like, is that like, this is crazy, but is that like the source of their powers or something? Like, do they draw all of it from the Upside Down in some way, shape, or form? What's, you know, I feel like there is connective tissue. I think more than anything, I think we can absolutely agree on that. And I think when that goes away, you know, I think that might be the only way to stop Vecna and maybe kill everybody with powers. That's, again, what's going through my head.
I'm not going to lie, because I actually watched that earlier. I couldn't figure it out. I know that I'm going to say that the Mind Flayer is the puppet master. It's the one behind everything. People are looking at Vecna, but in reality, the real monster is the Mind Flayer. But what Jake just said actually makes sense. I didn't think about that, because the lab is where it started, you know, the Rainbow Room. So maybe it's like a vault for their powers type of things, like the heart of the Upside Down or something. I don't know. But I definitely think it's connected to the Mind Flayer in some way. For sure.
We haven't seen, you know, anything with that. That's been a big question. And I don't know if you've been listening to the radio station that you can, like the Squawk or whatever. There's like a real radio station.
I haven't. No.
Dude, okay, so this is crazy. So the disc jockey, the DJ or whatever, is named Mindy Flayer. And it's
Mindy
like,
Flayer?
What else could that be? What else could that be but the Mind Flayer, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing all these things that are very, very clearly hints as to what's going to happen in Volume 2. One of the big things is they're playing songs that revolve around heroes, including the song Heroes by David Bowie, which is featured in the show multiple times, right? Yeah. And they always follow it up with Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. So we're bringing this conversation full circle. Mind Flayer might be in charge of this whole damn thing, and I think a hero is going down.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think they have to do that, because you got to think, this is the last season. If it's the last season, you might as well go out with a bang. give us tears. I know it sounds crazy. I sound crazy, but I want a main character to go out, but I don't want them to go out.
I feel that.
It's like, bro, I want them to go out. I want to see it, but because I want the thrill. It sounds crazy, but it's like I don't though, because it's going to hurt me. But it's like it has to happen, man. It has to. It has
I feel like
man.
It's going to give this season stakes. I mean, we've gone through the process of building up new characters, loving them. I mean, like Alexi, Bob, Eddie. Oh my God. I mean, there's probably more than I'm not even thinking of. Even Billy had like a turnaround arc where it's kind of like he's this jerk this whole time. And then like at the last minute, he does something good and sacrifices himself. So you're kind of like, damn, okay, cool character, right?
Yeah.
When's that going to happen with somebody we've been hanging out with this whole show? Because that's going to hurt twice as hard. It's going to hit twice as hard, man. I want to cry in the movie theater, Brandon.
Man, I'm saying, bro, I want this experience to be crazy, bro. Since 2016, man. I swear, bro, since 2016, bro. Now we're here. It's the finale. So much character development through these characters. Like, I feel like I watched them grow up. I legit feel like I know Gaten and Millie Bobby Brown, and I feel like I watched them grow up, bro. So it's like, I think that's why it's going to hurt, is because we feel like we know these characters. And I know it sounds crazy because we're complete strangers, but we know you, bro. But it has to definitely be like Steve. I'm sorry. I know people don't like that, but I think Steve is gone, man. Because that if I die, you die type of thing.
They're teasing it. They're teasing it, man.
And they did that with Eddie Munson also, with Dustin and Eddie. I forget what he said, man. It was something he said to Dustin, and he was foreshadowing his death. It was right where I think they were in a trailer park by Max Mayfield's house. He grabs Dustin's head. I'm mad I can't remember what he says, but it was kind of like he was foreshadowing his death to Dustin. It kind of reminds you of that Steve Harrington. I don't know. I just hope they don't do that to Dustin. That's so dark. He's already crazy, man. He's going up against bullies at cemeteries. Like, come on, he's going to crash out, bro.
He's having a bad season, man. He's having a real rough time. So if he dies, I mean, that's just gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt bad, man.
That's lighting my heart on fire at that point. It's worse than stomping it out. We have Austin asking a pretty interesting question. Like, does 8 know what's going on, or was she just like abducted by the military? That's interesting to think about. I don't know if she's all caught up.
So in a trailer, it was something that was very weird that happened. If you notice, she jumps on a military guy without, she could easily use her powers. She just goes full brute force. So I'm like, did they drain her? Because it's obviously something where they're doing some studying on, like 11 and 8. Because remember, it's this guy, I forget his name. It's the guy, he's like a part of the military. He's searching for 11. And they feel that 11's the monster. They want to do research on her, like kind of like Papa is. So I think it's definitely something where they're trying to study her and drain her, or they're using her as like a weapon. Like they're weaponizing 8. They haven't had her there just for nothing. I think it's something where she's weaponized or something.
My big theory was like her whole power is she can make people see things that aren't there. And I'm almost thinking, like, how is the military operating in the Upside Down? Like, is Vecna just okay with that? Like, my whole thing has been, I think they kidnapped her and brought her to the Upside Down so that they can shield themselves. But it also does, but the problem with that I've been thinking about recently is, well, then how did Hopper and 11 find the place? You know what I mean? If they're shielding themselves from everybody. But maybe also, maybe the military is just thinking, well, only Vecna's down here. I don't know. So, there's a lot of ways you can take that.
No, you're on to something, Jake. I see, like, Jake is opening my mind. So, like, like to bounce off of Jake, what he said, like, they're keeping her down there because she can use powers to make people see things that aren't really there. So we see this big, like, wall of gunk in the Upside Down. They cannot get past. And over that, over the wall, I have a theory where I think basically that's Vecna's memories. That's his conscience across that wall. That's why they can't get through. So what if 8 is like the one that's providing that imaginary, the imaginary memories for Max? Like, she thinks she's in a locker. I mean, she's in like a school, but they're keeping 8 like in his hub where she's projecting this fake imagery through his memory type. If that makes sense, kind of.
I think for sure something that's going on in Volume 1 is not as it seems. I think it totally could be the wall, because that's a big, like, huh? Like, there's There's always been this wall here that we never, that feels crazy to me. So maybe it is just like she's just projecting that so that they can't get over there. And I don't know. I'm not sure. It seems like she's at the military's control, which is my only thing about that, I guess. Like it feels like it would be something that the military is making her do. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm definitely thinking her involvement with the rest of the season is going to be helping like the kids escape, right? Because she can probably make Vecna not see things, like hide them under his eye kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I hope that they utilize her in a good way. Because again, this is a character that I guess I just don't care too much about, and maybe reinventing her in season 5 could give her some more weight, right?
Yeah. So one thing with the trailer that I noticed was that we see Max Mayfield running through like this door in the middle of nowhere with Holly Wheeler. And I immediately think about what Mike Wheeler told Holly in that hallway, where he said he gave her the little Dungeons and Dragons piece and he called it Holly the Heroic. And he said she can open dimension doors, right? So Will Byers, he's able to tap into Vecna's powers. You know, we see earlier in the seasons, he has this like vine tube attached to him at a point. We even see it in the flashback in the beginning. So I'm thinking, if Will can tap into Vecna's powers, right? What about the kids? What if it's something where the kids end up, you know, like if Derek's down there, they end up being able to tap into these levels of power from Vecna. And that door that we see Holly Wheeler going through with Max, maybe it could just simply be Vecna's memories, but what if she's the reason that dimension door opens?
That kind of just blew my mind, Brandon. I'm going to be so honest.
That's crazy, bro, isn't it?
No, you're so right. Like all the kids theoretically would have the powers because that's the only thing that happened to Will, right? Like Vecna this is going to sound gross, but Vecna just put his vine in his mouth. I think Vecna is also in the files, but that's a whole other conversation. Vecna's doing some crazy shit out here, but dude, if they get the kids out, they all have Vecna. That's dangerous. That's going to be a terrible third grade. I mean, oh my God. I would not want to be the teacher doing that shit.
Bro, Jake, could you imagine if we get like a weapons type of ending for Stranger Things and all the kids are like, ah! And it's like, I would lose it, bro. I was like, oh my God.
Don't assign them homework, man. They're going to they're going to Vecna you, man. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. I think that's definitely, you know, foreshadowed that Holly Heroic, she's going to be like how we have Will the Wise. It all makes sense. We've been calling Will the Wise for a long time. Now Holly gets her name, Holly the Heroic. So I think she's going to be the reason those dimension doors open. And I think we see in her trailer also 11 puts the headphones on. She's in WSQK radio station and she's piggybacking similar to season 4. So I think she's going to be the reason they get out. She's going to help Max get out through piggybacking because she did it in the episode in season 4.
Right. I definitely think that's going to be a big part of it. I am also, speaking of, you know, the radio station, something else that I picked up on is I think it's episode 5 that's called Shock Jock. And we quite literally see a Demogorgon getting shocked to death. And there's got to be a correlation there, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
No, I saw that too, Jake. So I don't know if it's something where, because we see in a trailer also, they're like training Will with his powers. We see Robin and Mike behind him, and it's by the radio station. So I don't know if it's something where they're trying to get him unattached from getting hurt. So they're trying to maybe they're doing some dark craziness where they're shocking the Demogorgon and seeing if it hurts Will type of thing, or they're trying to see how much damage he can take. I don't know, but that looked crazy, bro.
I think whatever's going on at the radio station is going to be insane. I think it's going to be a whole wild sequence. Yeah. I will say there's been something set up in volume 1 that again I'm worried about. We saw Jonathan and Steve climbing up the tower simultaneously, racing to the top. So, you know, is someone falling down from the top after trying to get up there? You know, we're coming back to that. There's no way we're not.
I think Jake might have just revealed it, bro. I don't know why when he was saying that, bro. I just had a vision of them having to do the same thing, but this time it's not fun and games. It's like, bro, we have to save Nancy or something, and one of them bites the dust on the tower, bro, and it's Steve Harrington, man. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying like I'm but I can see it, bro. And another thing that was kind of foreshadowed is weird. If you notice, Murray gave Jonathan a cassette tape, and he said, this is good for engagement. And he winked, and then he opened the cassette tape, and it was a proposal ring for Nancy that he gave to Jonathan so he could propose to Nancy. Usually, when you're about to propose in movies or something, they don't get to propose. So,
dude,
Jonathan can go too, man.
What if Jonathan falls off the radio tower before he's able to propose? That's like that would be a shock, and it would hurt, because I would never think that they would focus on killing Jonathan or Nancy, honestly. But these are characters that I gotta admit, I do care about them. You know what I mean? I really like that whole little group, and I think any of them would really break my heart. I could see it being Jonathan though, because his whole thing has been, this back and forth with Nancy the whole time, and now he's kind of going with now there's kind of this back and forth with him and Steve, where he's kind of like upset with him for being all jealous and trying to be all macho in front of him, in front of Nancy specifically.
I mean, imagine if like Jake said, imagine if Jonathan gets took out, he doesn't get to propose. Could you imagine Joyce and Will? I mean, it almost is like it makes sense for Jonathan to die. Like, imagine Will, man. Like, imagine Joyce. They lost a son in this. They almost lost Will, but they really lost Jonathan. And it was kind of one of those things where Steve, in reality, he was basically the first boyfriend. He got his stuff together, and now it's full circle. It's back now. I mean, that would be crazy to jump right back to Steve when Jonathan's gone. But
I mean, you got to fill the void.
It's like, but man, Jake might be onto something with that, bro. Like, Jonathan might be a goner.
But Erica does not care about Jonathan at all. Bye, Jonathan. I don't care about him. Julie saying rest in peace, Jonathan. So, I mean, maybe she cares a little more.
Yeah, I think he might be cooked, bro, with the ring and the cassette tape, because and another thing, speaking of cassette tapes, it's two. So first we got Jonathan with the cassette tape with the proposal ring in it, and then Mr. What's It or Vecna leaves like a boom box and a cassette tape in a mailbox. And we see the cassette tape. I think it's the artist's name is Tiffany, and it's called like Never Go Alone or something. So we know that Max has her song, Kate Bush is Running Up That Hill, right? So I think that's going to be Holly Wheeler's Way Out, that tape. I know it sounds crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a really good point, though, right?
Yeah, that's going to be her moment, bro. Watch, Jake. She's going to pop it in that little pink cassette player, and it's going to help her.
Because that really hasn't been a thing this season, which I think has been kind of weird. Like, that was a huge, big setup for season 4, was to do this like Freddy Krueger thing, but like he can only twist your arms and destroy you unless you were playing your favorite song. That was a really cool idea, I feel, in season 4. I gotta be real, dude. The whole Freddy Krueger influence is probably why season 4 is my favorite season. I really just love that about that. And now we've kind of we're beyond that. We're telling a new story now, and that's cool. Mm-hmm. We're telling the next chapter of it, but I kind of, if we can get back to season 4 in some way and do that with a new character like what you're talking about, I love that. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I agree with Jake. The Freddy Krueger, because the Duffers, they're big fans of Nightmare on Elm Street, and I still feel they're trying to still like. For real, I feel like this feels like Harry Potter. Season 5 is starting to really feel like Voldemort and Harry, bro. Like, especially that scene when he lifts him off the ground. Vecna's basically Dark Vader, especially when he walks down a little archway and he's throwing everybody. But I think the kids aspect is what kind of makes it feel still a little bit like Nightmare on Elm Street. But I see what Jake is talking about, like. It was full on Nightmare on Elm Street, like that Chrissy scene where Vecna's coming downstairs. That's why I loved it, man.
Yeah, and now it's like I feel like the show is kind of in a way resorted, kind of like return to form, back to where it kind of started with more of like the dual, bunch of plot lines going on all at the same time, and we're coming together, we're breaking apart, yada yada. What was cool about season 4 is it felt like these gigantic subplots all going on at the same time, but they all kind of revolved around similar things. And I just feel like there's a stronger horror influence in season 4 versus like now where we're at. It's still, it's still there for sure. It's still very sci-fi horror oriented, very Stephen King, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But it's season 4. There's just a different vibe about it. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street influence, and Julie has no memory of Jonathan doing literally anything since season 2, so she does not care about him.
Oh my God! I mean, Jonathan, he's one of those characters. I'm not gonna lie, he's not my favorite. And then he was like straight stoner in season 4. He's just like, man, he's
Yeah.
an art guy. But I liked that. I liked that. But he's not like big as Robin, in my opinion, or like Nancy. He just has that element to him where when you need Jonathan, he comes through. And sometimes you feel for him. Sometimes it's like, I don't know.
Well, season 1, I especially felt like he was being kicked around a lot,
Yeah.
and I felt bad for him, and then when he ultimately ended up with Nancy, it was like, cool, okay, rock on, go Jonathan. But I do agree, I feel like the last couple of seasons, they just haven't really focused on him. There's so many damn characters in Stranger Things, you know what I mean?
So many. So one thing I'm sticking to, I've had this theory for a little while where I think that the way it's going to end is how Dungeons and Dragons is played. Not actually that crazy theory where the whole time it was a game. No, I'm saying they're going to have to finish the game from the beginning. Remember, they rolled that dice. I think I forget who rolled the dice. Was it Mike? And then remember later that night, Will gets took. But before he leaves, he tells Mike, you rolled a 7. I think that for some reason it stuck with me when he said you rolled a 7, and they didn't have no 11 in that moment. It was just the boys. So I think if 11 dies and Will the Wise is technically Will the Wise, in the game when they're playing, I think they're going to have to end it like that, where the kids are going to have to stick together. The boys are going to have to stick together and play it out like Dungeons and Dragons, where Vecna is in Dungeons and Dragons. He's a player in the game. So I think that's how it's going to end. Some way it's going to shape into that way where they're going to have to play it like Dungeons and Dragons. They're going to go back to square one from that moment.
Well, there was a scene in season 4, I think it was the beginning of season 4, where they're playing D&D again. And I can't remember the situation perfectly, but they're fighting Vecna, and someone needs to roll like a nat 20 in order to defeat him or whatever. And I think, isn't it Erica that does it, if I'm not mistaken? So whatever it is, whatever the way to take out Vecna, it's going to be a 1 in a million or 1 in 20 chance, right? It's going to be something crazy like that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to definitely be something where I think it's almost like it's confirmed 11's going to die. I just feel that it's going to be something where the kids are going to have to stick together without 11. No heroes, no telekinetic powers, because the Duffers said they want to go back to square one with it, like season 1. So I think that's going to happen. Also, quick thought. I think that Murray. I think Murray's going to die also.
I've been seeing that as a theory. A lot of people are like, Murray's gonna die, man, and he is kind of like a side character.
Yeah,
he's there's too many people with plot armor, man. There's too much plot armor on this show. But I could see Murray going. I will say we haven't done a ton with this character in this season, though. If he's gonna go.
Yeah, I feel that with Stranger Things, they have this formula that I've noticed where they try to. Okay, for example, Bob Newby, he was just like Mary. Alexi was like Mary. They had that vibe to him where it's like they're on the side, low key, but they're still helpful. And then after they do their job, they're out. Type of thing. I think, especially with Murray smuggling in the goods for them, I think that is something with him, bro. I can feel that he can get took out.
That would hurt, man. I mean, Murray's been, just that goofy side character for such a long time. I think that would suck. Julie Lynn is saying Murray dying would not leave me bothered at all. They botched him.
Jesus.
I think they overused him in season 4. I will say that. But I do think he's a goofy character, man. He's got some good moments, for sure. This is interesting. Chosen is saying 11 plus 8 plus 1 equals 20. Vecna is defeated. Ooh, shit.
Yeah, I've seen that's like a thing, like 11 plus 8 plus 1 equals 20. And that's what I'm saying. I think that Vecna's going to reveal to 11 that me, you, and 8 are the same. And that's what's going to make her think. He's going to twist her mind in a way. But I feel that for real, Vecna's going to self-destruct. Because if you think about it, Dimension X, that's the portal he gets pushed through when 11 pushes him through the gate. And we see at a point where Max is running to the docks and Vecna stops. He's not going through the little alleyways. I can't go through. I'm stopping. I have a theory where I think that's Dimension X. That's where it took place. Because if you look at Dimension X when he's falling, it's brown rocks. It's cloudy and red, but it's brown rocks. I think he has the ability to make his visions beautiful because it's his mind. But I think in reality, past that is Dimension X. That's why he doesn't go through, because he doesn't want to experience that traumatic situation again. You know what I'm saying? So we even see in a trailer that we see somebody falling out the sky to Dimension X. I think that's Henry Creel.
I was gonna say at the end of the new trailer, it looks like exactly that. I meant to bring that up. I wasn't sure because I'm writing a video about it right now, and I wasn't sure if that's like it kind of looks like there's a scene where the sky is being taken over and like Vecna's coming up, into our world or whatever. The floor is or the ceiling, I guess, on in the Upside Down is all cracking, and it looks like he's coming up and taking over the the right side up essentially. But I am wondering if we're going back to that dimension. If we got to be doing more backstory on Henry and what's going on with all that. But it leaves you with a lot of questions. It leaves you with a lot of like what ifs. What's going to happen in these next 4 episodes?
I definitely think at a point they're going to make Henry Creel like he's going to be a victim. I think they're going to play that game with us. Like it's not going to just keep being switching on a feel not bad for him, but we're going to feel like bad for him, like towards the end, like where it's Henry Creel and Vecna are 2 different people type of thing. Like they're going to separate them two. Like we're going to get to know Henry Creel a little more, but the monster is going to be over here, type of thing. But the Mind Flayer is the true villain.
I think you might be right about all that because Chosen's kind of getting into that too. Like Henry is flayed and kind of controlling, like kind of using, Henry Creel as his puppet essentially. I could totally see that being the case, like feeling sympathy. Like, why are we doing this back and forth thing where we're literally seeing Henry Creel, Jamie Campbell Bower playing that character and also Vecna, the 2 sides, and in the trailer. We're even seeing that, the kind of flip-flopping around between him morphing from Henry Creel to Vecna. I feel like that's thematic. I feel like there's a point to be there's something that there is to be had with that, the Jekyll and Hyde thing, right?
Yeah. I think that, because Mr. What's It is based off of a book, The Wrinkle in Time. It's time travel, escape from Camazotz, all of that. So it's definitely something where it's a disguise because, A Wrinkle in Time is a book that Holly Wheeler was reading. So he disguised himself as this name, Mr. What's It, so he can attract the kids. He's like this nice guy. But, eventually, like you said, in the trailer, we see these different formats of him where he's showing his true form. So it's definitely going to be something like that. I think the Mind Flayer in the end, it might even take out Vecna. We might think it's 11 or someone's going to take Vecna out. It might be the Mind Flayer, bro. That's going to do it.
It would be cool because you made a good point earlier about how it just feels like this is our Voldemort, this is our Darth Vader. If there was more to it than just that, there was like let's say a Palpatine or something, right? Hiding in the shadows. That makes it a little more interesting. That gives it more layers than just a simple, essentially night and day villain, good guys. You know what I mean? It's good versus evil. There's more to it than just that. 2 big things from the audience that I want to throw at you before we wrap this up is Julie is saying you're curious who is the person falling to their death or if it's just Henry. Do you have any theories about that?
So I think it's either Henry Creel. So I have a theory where it's either Henry Creel. It could potentially be Will. But if you notice through the new trailer, they're messing with like Jake said, it's like this, I don't know what it's like, electricity. I'm thinking it's like the Mind Flayer or something, but this red light is shining through the sky. So I don't know if it's someone falling through that or so you can fall through, like, is it a gate, like low key a gate or something? But I think it's Henry Creel. I think, to be honest, it's just him and his memories. He's trapped in that memory, him falling over and over from when 11 pushed him. And I think he's going to go through that alleyway eventually chasing, because we see him chasing Holly Wheeler and Max Mayfield through the trailer. I think it's going to be something where he ends up going through that at a point, and that's going to be that memory of Dimension X, him falling.
That would be wild, man. And again, just giving us more backstory there, making him a more sympathetic villain, I feel, right? I totally dig something like that. That could be the case. And Davey is also saying the song that they use in the new trailer says Upside Down, Inside Out. So perhaps that third dimension is the Inside Out. Vecna is that Inside Out version of Henry.
Yep.
We kind of were hitting on that, Davey. That's funny. I definitely think there's like a dark side, a good side to this character. I think we're going to explore that here soon. I like the idea of the Mind Flayer being the real villain, puppeteering all of this from the shadows. But the question still remains: what is that?
Yeah, it's like the mind flares. I saw this big. So I had a theory about the mind flare where we seen Henry Creel was obsessed with spiders as a kid in the Creel house, and if you look at the mind flare, it looks like a spider. So it's almost like he created this monster in his mind, like almost like because it's all about memories. I think memories is what's going to help them defeat Vecna. That's going to be the whole thing, because especially what they've been showing, I think it's going to be something where his memories is what created the mind flare, if that makes sense, because the mind flare looks like one gigantic spider. Yeah, if you really look at it. So I think it's something like that.
Because it was like Black Widow spiders, right? That were like underneath the house. Yeah, I could totally see it being like a giant version of that he cooked up in his brain. I'm definitely excited to find out what awaits us here in Volume 2. Mandy, thank you so much for the 2. You're just saying hi. Hello. How are you? Hey, welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thanks for supporting the page. I greatly appreciate you. Well, guys, we didn't quite make our goal, which is okay. But I will say I won't be jumping in front of anything for Steve, so he might just be going out now. So I guess y'all don't care about Steve Arrington that much. I don't know what to tell you. But Brandon, before we peace out here, what do you got going on over on your channel?
Man, I've been covering like Welcome to Derry, which, by the way, I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
What you got, bro? Stranger Things, Welcome to Derry.
Bro, we're literally doing a Stranger Things stream right now. Welcome to Derry. I have definitely liked more than Stranger Things season 5. A hot take.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Welcome to Derry, like execution wise and consistency. You got to think, bro, every Sunday. I think the release hurt Stranger Things, bro. That's what it is. The release hurt Stranger Things. Where you got to think we're seeing Welcome to Derry every Sunday, bro. And it's so good. I'm not going to lie. The lore, Welcome to Derry. I think for the battle between season 5 and Welcome to Derry, it's like Welcome to Derry is like this, bro. But we haven't got volume 2 yet. We haven't got the finale. You shall see.
You're right. We haven't seen all of Stranger Things yet, but man, like Welcome to Derry was fan-fucking-tastic. Like it's the best It thing I think that we have. Genuinely.
I agree.
Blew me away. But you're covering that. You're really digging that right now.
Yeah, I just been covering like Welcome to Derry, Stranger Things, and I got a trailer premiering December 18th for my part 2 for my fan Willie. That's December 18th at 6:30, but that's pretty much it, man.
Dude, I'm excited for more Willie, man. I know you dropped. It was weird. We did this on accident. We didn't plan this. We both dropped our new movies on the same day. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, man.
At the top of this year, we both dropped it.
Yeah. Bro, I want to ask, bro, what's up with Chicken Man, bro? I want some more Chicken Man, bro.
You know what? This is going to be a whole tangent, and I do have to get going for the Lethal Collective. But what I will tell you is we just entered into a film festival for like a different project. It was a 48-hour film festival. We won, we actually won best film with the short. And now I don't want to officially announce this by any means, but we are working about figuring out the idea of turning that into a full-length feature, essentially.
Yeah, bro. Go for that, bro.
So I'll send it to you, and then I want to see Willie Part 2 early if that's possible.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you, bro.
That'll be the trade-off. I'll share with you my ideas, and I get to see your movie early. How about that?
Yeah, I got you, bro. Lock it in, bro, for sure.
Rock on, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're subscribed to I Like Scary. That would be really cool if you did that. And we'll be back talking maybe some Stranger Things sometime soon. It's not even that far away, right? I think it's like 10 days, and then we got Volume 2 up. So rock and roll, man. Good stuff.
Yep.
Very good stuff, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate you all. And I'll be live sometime later on in the week. Again, peace out, everybody. Don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye.
Peace, guys.